Okay, what I want to talk about now is how to go from hex to decimal to hex. So let's take a number, decimal number 34. Okay, from decimal to hex. Well, what we got to do first is to convert this into its binary equivalent, right? So 34, 1, 2, 4, 8, 16, remember the chart, 32, and I draw it one larger than I need. No, the table's not lining up. And so then what I do, this is not pretty, but it's functional, so that's the best thing I got. So 1, 2, 4, 8, 16, 32. Then what I do is I say, well, that's too big. If I put a 1 in the 64 column, this is 64, I'll rewrite that one. If I put a 1 in the 64 column, that means my value is going to be at least 64 bits, or at least 64 in decimal. And that's not what I'm looking for, okay? The value is 34. That's too big. But remember, take this value. I actually take and I go 1, 2, 4, 8, 16, 32, 64. Remember, I'm converting binary, and I got to get I'm converting decimal, and I got to get the binary equivalent first before I get to hex. Okay, always. With converting the binary to hex, you're going to go through decimal. All right, so we're converting hex to decimal and back and forth. You're going to go through binary. Okay. And then you'll see how it works out really easily. But remember, you got to listen to my videos on decimal to binary, binary to decimal to get this. This is partly in there. So you take your chart, 1, 2, 4, 8, 16, 32, and make it one bigger than the value in question. We've already covered this in a prior little virtual lecture. Because then you know everything is to the right. So you take the 32, compare it to 34. Is it less than or equal to? Yes, so I need it. But then you got to subtract out what you just accounted for. So 34 minus 32 is 2. Compare the 16 now to a 2. Well, too big, put a 0, too big, put a 0, too big, put a 0, just right. 2 minus the value I just marked, which is 2, so 2 minus 2 is 0, and then I'm done, but I still got to put a leading 0 over here, or trailing 0. Now I've got the value, the binary value of 1, 0, 0, 0, 1, 0. And what do? Well, it's very easy. Now I got to take and I just chunk these into into 4. There. Actually, I'm going to rewrite this again. Okay. So I got 1, 0. That's 1, 0. 0, 0. I'm just rewriting it. 1, 0. Correct. I'll turn it new color here. Now I got the binary value. I can easily convert it to hexadecimal base 16 by right to left. Boom. 1, 2, 4, 8. And this is 1, 2. Uh-oh. Got to pad it with leading zeros. So this is 2, 2. Wow, that really worked out weird there. 22 it looks like. Okay. Well, let's check that. How can you check it? Well, what you want to do is, one way is to go to the calculator. Pull it up over here. And we're going to say, all right, my decimal value is, 34. I want to figure out the hex, 22. And the binary, it's right. See, there's my values right there. Okay, that's kind of cool. That's one way to check your work. Okay. Take a look at that. All right, let's do another one. Let's take the value 137 equals to something in base 16 from base 10. It's going to be a long one. So I go 1, 2, 4, 1, 2, 4, 8, 16, 32, 64, 128. And the next value is going to be double 256. Remember, to go from base 10 to base 16, you're going to go through binary. So then I don't need that one, but everything else is over to the right, right? So 137. Compare the 128 to 137. Yep, I need it. All right. How many do I have left over? Well, let's do some math here. Hang on. How many have we got left over? 137 minus 128. Anybody got any ideas? Is that going to be 9? Looks like it's going to be 9. So 137 minus 128 is going to be 9, right? But so that's too big, that's too big, that's too big. Okay. 8 will fit into 9 somehow. Then 9 minus 8 is 1. 1 compared to 4 is too big just right. Now this looks kind of easy. There's one hex value. There's another one. So this is going to be literally 9. And now this is 1, 2. I'm doing this one this way on purpose. 4, 8. 8, 9 is the value. Okay? 8, 9 in hex. So let's test that. 89. See how that works? Pretty good. Okay. So then we just did base 10 to base 16. All right.